going on, guys? It is Friday. It's Fly Bodies Friday, and I figured I need to start doing more videos on Friday to wrap up the week. And so I'm going to do this one. I'm going to try to do this every week. We'll see how it goes, but this is the first one I'm doing. And in this video, every Friday, I'm going to talk about a funny video that I saw on Instagram. I'm going to talk about a bad thing that happened this week, a good thing that happened this week, and then I'm going to end it with something I'm watching either on TV or a movie or something like that. So I'm gonna jump in right now. So the funny video or fun video I saw this week was this guy cooking in a van, and they're in Europe somewhere. They have accents, so I know they're not in America, but I saw this guy cooking in his van, and it's in a work van, and some guy's videoing him, and this guy has like this fire stove on his lap. It doesn't look like the best setup, but it's what he has. He has and he has a pan, just a normal pan. I feel like I've had the same pan like where I cooked eggs, but he cooks these elaborate meals. And I find it awesome because it's actually really good food. He uses onions, peppers, garlic. He uses all like good ingredients for the most part. I mean, not all the time. I saw today he cooked like a fish stick sandwich and just added a lot of ketchup. The guy and his driver actually does the videoing. So all that to be said, go follow this guy. He is it's called the Scransit Van, Chef Pedro, and it says #1 cooking show, which I find funny. Anyways, I look at that and I go, man, if this guy is able to do what he can with the resources he has in a van, and he has like 39,000 followers on Instagram. So obviously he's doing something right. People like what he's doing. But there's two things. One, he's cooking decent food most of the time. It's not amazing food. And it's just, he's making it work. And then two, you can make a show or you can make an Instagram account about anything. And I like it. So there's some comedic, aspect to it. And then also good food. So go follow him. The bad thing that happened this week, I had a meeting scheduled, and so I went to the secretary and I said, hey, can I have a meeting with this guy? She was like, yeah, let me look at his schedule tomorrow. And she said, yeah, he has an opening at 9. Let me put you in there. I was like, all right, perfect. And we kind of talked a little bit, and we talked about what the meeting was going to be about. I came back the next day at 8:55 because you want to be a little early. I come up to the desk and she was like, hey, yeah, so I meant to email you yesterday. The meeting's not going to happen. And I was like, I am always curious what my face looks like, but I was like, okay, that's all right. Just curious, like, why is it not going to happen? Anyways, like in my core of myself, I was pissed. I was furious because this lady said we were going to have the meeting. And then I get there and she's just like, yeah, the meeting's not going to happen. And then she didn't really give me a great reason why the meeting wasn't going to happen. And I was so like in these moments where I'm just like, people are just stonewalling me and they don't give good rationale or reasoning of why something is happening. It's like very, very tough for me to just sit there and not say like, WTF, like what's going on? Just give me the reason. You can even say like he doesn't want to meet with you, but don't just say like, yeah, it's not going to work. Anyways, on that note, I did like collect myself and I was like, hey, I'm not trying to push back too much here, but I was just curious, like, could we have the meeting next week or, the following week? And she was like, yeah, it's not going to happen then either. And I was like, okay, when can I have a meeting with this person? She was like, come back in a month. And I was like, okay, I'll come back in a month. I appreciate it, and I really was so pissed. That was the bad thing that happened this week, but hey, you can't win them all. I'm going to come back in a month and see what happens. One thing I will say is the main thing that I used to do back in the day was when somebody said no to me, I'd be like, okay, sorry, bye. Now I press a little more. I don't press too hard so that they get upset. I press in a nice, calm way. And I try to be amenable to what they're saying. Like, I don't even know if that's the right wording, but I try to be open to what they are saying to me and then gain clarification. Because if you are an asshole, they probably aren't going to give you more good information or try to help you. So I do my best to not be one of those assholes that's like, no, I had a meeting, set up a meeting, right? So that's the bad thing. That's the lesson from it is if something bad happens, try to salvage whatever happened down the road, right? Like still have the conversation. Don't just be like, all right, bye. If you really want something to happen, then gain clarification and try to be like, okay, how can I salvage this? So that's the bad thing. The good thing that happened this week was I went for a run on Saturday, and I haven't gone for a run in a really long time. I love running. My knees suck. I've trained really, really hard in my life. And yeah, my knees just aren't very good. And I've gone to the doctor and I did x-rays and they're like, hey, you're in the beginning stages of arthritis. So yeah, that's just how it goes right now. So I'm really looking forward to one day, hopefully they can build menisci and I can put some of those in my knees. But until then, I got to take it easy. I went for a run. I jogged for a minute, walked for a minute, jogged for a minute, walked for a minute, and it felt good. Obviously, I didn't, break any world records or anything like that, but I just hadn't run in a while and it was awesome. So it was a good feeling. And then the second thing that happened this week was a friend of mine set up a meeting with an HR director at a school. And it's been probably like a week or two since I spoke with him. He set up the meeting and I spoke to her, and we're going to be working with their school with fly bodies. So that was fun because although you have those moments when you set up a meeting and it doesn't happen and they say, yeah, come back to me in a month, you have those times where you set up a meeting, you have the meeting, things go well, and you rock it. That's the cool thing is you can have one extreme or the other, and you just don't know what you're going to get sometimes. So be thankful for when it really made me think of it, because when I had this conversation with her, I was like, oh, that's awesome. But she could have blown me off. She could have said, nope, we're not having the meeting, or well, can we do it next week? Or can we do it, anyways. Then the show that I'm actually watching with my wife, it's called Widow's Bay. Okay. It's on Netflix and it's actually really good. It's interesting. It's dark comedy, and it's on the hairy line of it's scary, it's suspenseful, it's a little dark, it's got some humor in there too. And so it's good. It's good. I recommend watching it if you like those kind of things, dark humor and scariness. I think we're 3 or 4 episodes in, so it's kind of good. I like it. We're going to keep watching it. So that's all I got. Fun video. Go check out Chef Pedro on the Scransit van. Scransit is spelled S-C-R-A-N-S-I-T and then van. Then if you got some bad things that happen to you, follow them up with some good things. Try to do some good things. That's all I got. Go watch Widow's Bay. Let me know what you think. I won't do any spoilers, okay? That's all I got. Happy Friday. Fly Bodies Friday. Like I said, I like doing this. It's 8 minutes. Easy peasy. And hopefully you got something out of this that was more than me just talking and the world listening. Take it easy, guys. Have a great weekend and get after it.